Good morning, everybody. Where's my coffee? Yeah, good morning, Mr. Bunsen. Get out of the way, please. Mr. Bunsen's in my way. Good morning. Hey, sorry, I was messing around. I logged into YouTube and they have a new feature. So these were, I think we talked about this yesterday. When they do new features, they're going to make sure this is do not disturb me. And they put them up. So it's a collaboration feature, which I thought might be nice for us. Heather has a collaboration feature on her StreamYard, which I think we used during Beating Besties when we did that. So it's a collaboration feature which was able to like put it out to all of our YouTube channels where you can like share it on all the channels while it's streaming, which is good for everybody. Now YouTube has just introduced today a similar situation, I guess. I was reading it, I saved it. But basically saying like they've implanted buttons where like anybody who's on the stream up to 5 people would have buttons for subscribing to said video like right on the screen, which is important because a lot of people who don't know other creators, you know, they don't, or they're not really familiar with like utilizing YouTube. They don't subscribe. They'll watch all the time, but they don't subscribe. But the subscription is important for your view count because the view count indicate, or the subscriber numbers indicates how many people you're shown to, new people in the algorithm, which all of that numbers just basically rolls down to money, right? Like at the end of the day, it's about money. So you want more people to see you, you want more people to subscribe so that you'll get shown to more people. So at the end of the day, you'll get paid for your contribution for doing videos on the internet because it takes a lot of time and effort and, you know, stuff to be doing stuff on the internet. It's not just like free. Like most of the time, this is everybody's, like for myself, like this is my job. This is what I do for a job. And if I don't get subscriptions and if I don't get, you know, views or whatever, that all boils down to how much money YouTube pays me. So I thought that was kind of interesting that they were coming up with this new collaboration feature, which I think is nice for like beaders because we're always doing like stuff together, or we want to do stuff together, or we have done stuff together in the past. So I think it's kind of cool. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. We're here to work on Bargain Bead Box today. Let me catch up on these comments real quick like. Sorry, I got distracted in the morning doings. Good morning, Debbie. Good morning, Kim and Tina and Michelle. Good morning. And Heather. Hello. This is my first time catching the live. Well, welcome in. We're glad you're here. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Tina. And Sydney. Sorry. Yeah, Sydney. And Leslie. Good morning. You haven't got your cards yet. Wait, no, is that you? Dun, 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 dun. Where'd you go? Jan. Good morning, Jan. No cards yet. Hopefully in the mail today. Okay, Leslie, if they don't come by 3 o'clock, message me and I'll send you a picture. I'll send you an email with a card. I'm quite surprised they're not there yet, but if they're not there, well, I would say before 3 o'clock because we're going to have bingo at 3 o'clock. So sometime prior to 3 o'clock, you can message me and then I'll try to send you a card. But you'll have to print it out. Are you able to print it? Good morning, Rosanna. Good morning, Linda. That's Dorothy. Good morning, Dorothy. Good afternoon, Helen. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so announcements. This cat is cute. Sorry. I just flipped my calendar. It's the 1st of October. I flip your calendar. This is your reminder. There's a cute cat on there. Distracted by shiny, cute cats. Anyways, today is the 1st. We're having bingo today. So this is the bingo game for members only. It'll be at 3 o'clock. Is the new FOC in the shop yet? No. The new FOC will launch on Monday, the 6th. Because the other one is not due. The FOC is due on the 5th, which is Sunday. And then we'll launch the new one on the 6th, and we'll pick the winner on the 7th. Good morning. Good morning, PK. She's just making her schedule in pencil now, I guess. Okay. Oh my lord. Yeah, you're a little bit behind there, Kim. Thanks. I look forward to ordering it. You are very welcome. Yep, the new ones will come out on the 6th. Other than that, anything to report? Nothing to report. I am going to show you on my mat our finished product. I finished the earrings we started yesterday. It was kind of like we were winging it kind of situation after we had finished our project. So here we go. So this is the actual project that we did yesterday, that we finished up. This was project number 3. Hi, Bunsen. Bunsen has been having some things this morning. He wants to be involved. And then, after we were done with that, I was like, okay, well, we're done with that. So we started these guys. And I got those completed. So I just continued on with using our clamshells and everything. I will say there was a loop in the middle here. I cut that out, and I just filed it down with my round file on both, because I wasn't going to hang anything in there. So they turned out really good. I like them a lot. I posted photos in the Facebook group already, and I did that yesterday, so you may have already seen them, but if you didn't, those are what we did. These are also all bargain bead box beads, so there we go. Mr. Bunson's up here bugging me now. My tripod came yesterday, so I'll be using it today. Wonderful! Did you try it out, Dorothy? Have you gotten familiar with it? I feel like I should bag these up, but all my bags are over there. I'm just going to move this off. Oh, never mind. I'm going to go get my bags. Okay, you be in charge, Bunsen. Mr. Bunsen is on one this morning. Okay, so these are going to go to Miss Amber for real live photography for the website. Good morning. Good morning, Sharon. I'm thinking I need to try this FOC. Oh yeah, FOC is really fun. So, for those of you who don't know about the FOC, the FOC is the Found Objects Challenge, and it's a game basically that we come up with. We were reading this book one day on morning coffee, and it was talking about like basically like odd objects that you would find, like found objects, like random objects, and this was like, I don't know how many years ago, like 5 years ago or something. Now, I don't know. And so we thought, oh, it'd be fun to create this little game. So we created this game, and we used to create the game with like things I actually found, like weird things, like jewelry that you had to tear apart, things from the thrift store, things from eBay, random things from the bead store, like random stuff, right? And so then we decided to start using more like beads, because some people really struggled with the taking apart of some people. I don't know if you know this out there in the world, they don't like to take apart things. I don't know if you know that. I was a little taken aback by that, because I'm like a tear apart person. I'm like, I'll buy something at the thrift store just to take it apart and use the parts. Not everybody's like that. I didn't know. So So we decided to up the price a little bit and start using like newer beads or beads that I get from bead companies or like whatever, like other random found beads and like a higher caliber bead. And we just recently did that, I think last year or something, or the beginning of this year, something to that effect. And yeah, so that's what we're doing. So you just get a bag, and then whatever's in your bag, you just make something. You can make whatever you want. It doesn't have to be jewelry. You just make something, and you take a before picture and an after picture so we can see something from the before picture in the after picture. And then you get a duck. And then we do the duck race, and whoever wins the duck race, so it's like a generated, anybody has a chance to win because it's just a random number generator, basically. And so it's not a judge contest. And so whoever wins the duck race wins $50 worth of beady goodness and a used bead book and free entry into the next drawing. So that's how we've always been doing it. I don't have a Randy Brown original. What do you mean? Heather, what do you mean? How much do I want for the earrings? I would have to figure out that math. But if you want them, I will give them. I will save them for you. I really like them. Yeah. I'll have to figure it out. I'm guessing probably like $25 question mark, but I can figure it out. Good morning, Gloria. Welcome in. Yeah, so that's the FOC things going on. They're watching the replay. Okay, Tina, have a good day. Yeah. So anywhooty, today I hope y'all brought your thinking caps because we might need them. I'm in. No need for photos. Thanks, Heather. Oh, we'll write that down. Otherwise, I'll forget. Earrings for Heather. Over there on my desk. Look at my little pumpkin post-its. Aren't they cute? Don't worry, I got some for you guys too. I've been sending them out in free gifts. I also got pens. Okay. So here we are. This is Project 4. Now, Project 4, it's funny that some people don't like to take things apart. They really don't. So just go to your website and look for the FOC. Sharon, the new FOCs will post on the 6th. So there, if you go there now to look for an FOC, you won't find it. They will be posted on the 6th, which is Monday. Yeah. So usually I only make so many bags and I only leave them up for like until they sell out or for like 2 weeks or so. Because we like to give it, the process usually takes about, it's generally like a 30-day, like a month's worth of time. So you order your bag, you get your bag, you have time to work on your bag. Then we have the ducky race. Yeah. I know, right? So I hope you guys brought your thinking caps today because here is a picture of what we're working with. Now, of course, you know I don't remember any of this, but this is a general idea of what we're going to do for Project 4, and this is going to the beginning of Project 4. We're going to make a multi-strand necklace, a bracelet, and earrings, which obviously we're not going to be all making in one day because I don't be rolling like that. This is also from Sweater Weather, and these have already been patina painted. We patina painted at the beginning of last week. Was that the week before? Whatever. We patina painted all of the parts for all of the projects during one video. So these have already been patina painted. You don't have to patina paint yours if you don't want to. And it looks like what I got going on, we're going to start working on the necklace, is we have to figure out the construction on this. We've got some engineering to do today. So first and foremost, as you will remember, I forgot that I don't have my my rivets and stuff. They're still packed away in storage, and honestly I didn't go look for them because again I'm lazy. So we're gonna have to reimagine our idea with the pendant because originally I was going to, yeah, see, I cut the links off of this one. and this one goes on top, right? What do we got going on here? So these are for earrings because they are the same. This one is bent, so this one goes here, and this one's supposed to go on top. Now, originally, I was just going to poke a hole through all of these and rivet them together, right? But we're going to have to change up our snazzy business, right? So we got that going on. What else do we got going on? We have to separate out. We're going to have 4 links for the bracelet, so I'm just going to take those out of here. I think we painted these all the same. Yeah, we did. So 1, 2, 3, 4 for the bracelet, so these can be put to the side. I remember saying, is 4 going to be enough? Probably, because I think we're going to have additional beads left, which gives us 5 that we're going to have to hook into the pendant. So put those here. Hi, good morning. We'd be jazzing it up. Yeah, we be jazzing it up over here. That's correct. Good morning. The tumbler didn't help the bronzanite rounds. Oh yeah, Heather was trying to help these guys. There was quite a lot of people who didn't, that I've heard of. They didn't really care for these. These are the bronzanites that came in Bargain Bead Box this month, and there was a number of people who said that they did not really care for them. Now, I'll double check the paper, but I'm pretty sure. Let me double check before I open my mouth and say something inappropriate. You know how I do. Yeah, they're matte. 12 pieces, 10 millimeter bronzanite round, matte round beads. Now, so these are matte, and if you have not seen a not matte bronzanite, like just like a polish, well, there was a couple of people, when we got the box, I had went to Minnesota, and there was a number of people who had ordered bronzanite while I was up in Taylor's Falls. And that was completely different looking. It was polished, it was nice. It was very different, because I remember saying to, I think it was Beth, she had ordered some, and I remember saying, if you want this to go with these guys, it's going to look significantly different. You know? Or was that Heather? Somebody. I don't know. Gloria says she has bronzanite in her private stash. It doesn't look anything like this. Yeah, I think it's because it's matte. Regardless, we're going to use them. We're going to use them. We're going to cap them all. I've painted all of my caps. Here's all my painted caps. Which, as you know, I may have to, like, poke out the middle with my pokey thing, because I just like to put them in the tray and then go until I get paint on them. But anyway, we're going to do that. So I'm just kind of getting my thoughts together here before we start trying to engineer our situation. So, oh yeah, we got these damn red beads. I was kind of against this, but here we are. So I painted red and orange to try to help with this situation. Honestly, I don't know how that's gonna go. All right, so then we have I think that's it. I think these can go away so I don't accidentally use them. And then we have the earrings, we have the bracelet. We may need beads in between for the bracelet, question mark, which I think will be these, maybe. All right, so I'm gonna start with the pendant portion, because this pendant portion needs to be connected to these little links. This is gonna be our one strand. Then this is gonna be a multi-strand necklace, so we gotta figure that out. I didn't want to run over Mr. Bunston. I like them. They look like cannonballs. That's what I thought, Dorothy. I was like, oh, they kind of look like little bullets or something. You can, well, can't one seal them with a clear, shiny spray? I mean, you could try. I don't know. Generally, I'm not. I don't really, I like a matte bead. And then we chose these to go with them because these are also matte, but then these are not, you know, so it's like a whole thing. Whatever, we're working on it. We're going to start here. Let's start here. So this is going to be our first strand. So we have to think of the mechanics of this as we get going here. I got to get this guy together. Let me just zoom in so we're in there. So there's a couple of ways we could do this. Krylon spray. Krylon spray could be an option. I agree. So one of the options would be, once we get this wire wrapped, we could just hook on this way, right? But then you're gonna have to wire wrap in this way where there's no holes, which is making more work for you, which I think would be not good. So we're gonna do this way, and we're gonna have to poke a hole here to connect said pendant. I think that that is going to help us. Hopefully, it'll either help us or hinder us in the way that the necklace is going to hang. Now, normally I would prefer to go this way just because, you know, it just would be better, but here we are. So we're going to try it. We got to make sure we're exactly in the middle. You know how much I love that. So there you go. Now, with this, there's also options. I think somebody has already mentioned E6000 to attach the stack. Yes. I don't think I've ever met a bead I didn't like. Yeah. I know, Sharon. Like, we have our things, but we'll use them. We don't be being snobby, bead snobby over here. We'll use them. Okay, so I've already lined these up. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wire wrap them. You could E6000 these. Again, I was going to rivet. If you can rivet, please do, because then it'll be completely flat and it'd be lovely, but here we are. So I'm going to wire wrap. So I need bronze wire. Of course, this was already sitting out. Oh, probably because I was working on my other stuff. Hi, Patty. My baked goods and jewelry all look rustic. It's just who I am. I think that I'm with Sharon. Yeah? And Dorothy. She liked them too. So I think with this, I'm going to add a bead cap. We're going to wire wrap from the bottom, I think is what we're going to do. So I'm just going to, maybe I should use square wire for this so I can do loop-de-loos. That could be fun, right? Should we do that? Let's try that. Let me get some tools. Okay, so I'm going to use this 21 gauge square wire instead. I'm going to try. I don't know if I can get through there. Maybe. We'll see. I'm just going to use one loop. Find the end here. So I'm just going to use one loop of wire. And since I'm going to start in the back, I'm going to create just like a little loop right here. Like so. And then I'm just going to bring it together like a clothespin. I'm going to start in the back and put that on there. See if this is big enough to plug up this hole. Yes, it is. So I'm just stacking these on. Get that little guy on there. Come on, you. I need this little guy to go down just a little bit further because we're going to bend this over on the back. And I just don't want him to be able to move too much. So this is what I have on the back. I don't want it to be pokey, which is why I did it that way. So now up here, I'm going to cut these a little shorter, and I'm just going to do some loop-de-loos on them. With my chain nose. So I'm going to grab the tippy tip of the chain nose of the wire, so there's no wire sticking out on this side. And to do the loop-de-loos, which is a professional jewelry term, by the way, you have to go one way with the plier and another, and the opposite way with your thing. So we're gonna start by going like so. And I don't know how long I want these to be, so I'm just gonna kind of leave it like that for the time being, and we'll trim as we go. And do this other side. Make a weird head pin piece over and swirl the wire. That's also a good idea. Yeah, you just don't want to have anything that's like pokey on the back side, you know? So I'm going to, this is what I end up with. And I'm just going to kind of pull these out and make them decorative, trim them a little bit, and we'll go from there. Once I got them where I want them, I'm just going to push them in to the filigree, like that. Sorry, the bronze is a little hard to see with the patina. But yeah, just looks like that. Just any kind of design you want. I did go buy the paint shaker after Randy talked about it the other day. Game changer. Oh, good job, Sharon. I'm telling you, it changed my life. Okay, so here's our pendant. Now together. It's the front. Here's the back. It's not loose or anything. I mean, it can spin around, but I'm not terribly worried about that. If you were worried about it, might I suggest some E6000 before the wire wrap? Just a smidge. Okay. Now, on to the next step. We have to figure out the exact center of this guy, which I'm assuming is going to be right here on this little triangle. And we're going to have to put a hole there so that when it's hanging like this, which I hope works out. Honestly, I don't know if it's going to. I'm in debate right now. I'm like, okay, so when we have these situations, a good thing that I always do is like, when you're wearing things, because we don't wear them flat on the mat, when we're wearing things, I like to give it like an opportunity to move around if it's not going to like, if I don't think it's going to like super flat like it's supposed to, which I don't know if this is going to or not, but like, as an example, instead of just using a jump ring, maybe we use a little piece of chain to connect it, you know, like a loop of chain, a small chain, so that it kind of can move around a little more freely. Or you could use a larger jump ring, all kinds of options, but at this point I'm not 100% sold on that. Let's make our holes and we'll see where we're at. I'm going to use the manual hole punch. This one is from Bead. They sent it in the last, was that last year? Not this year, but last year's mystery boxes. There's a piece of metal in the bottom of this. I think I will use the larger one. This has two sizes. I believe this to be 1.5 and this one to be 2. I'm going to use the larger one just because if I do choose to use the chain, I'm going to need a larger hole. So we just got to make sure we can line this up right where we want it, which is going to be a little bit, I'm debating if I want to go I'm debating if I want to go, I'm going to have to go in further. I'm going to have to go like here. You know? So, try to keep that in mind. It's a little bit hard to see. I've just got it in there. It looks like where I want to be. Oops, I moved it. So I went up a little further, and when I did that, I went over. I gotta go back. And there we go. I'm going for it. I jump ring them to the second group of holes on either side of the pendant and leave the middle one empty. That's also another good option, Heather. I never even thought of that. You know me, I like to drill holes. Hey, look at me. Doing pretty good. It's about exactly where I thought I would end up with the hole. So, now, we do have this little smidge of chain, but that's too big. I will try it with a large jump ring. We'll see how it looks. Just wanted to let you know I did manage to make something with the bingo winnings. Nice. Good job, Kim. Oh, because the squares? I know, I remember you were talking about the squares. You were like, I don't know. I'm the same way. Squares, I'm like, I don't know about that. Wait, now, do I want to do a round or an oval? I want to do an oval. I need a large oval. I got one this year. Paint, what? Which one? What are you talking about, Rosanna? Oh, she's talking about the bargain bead box, mystery boxes, I think. I think that's what she's talking about. Here we go. These are the largest ones I have. Yes. Okay, I'll try it. This is an 8mm oval. I'll try it, see how it looks. If I don't like it, I'm going to dig for a little bit of change. The hole punch. Oh, you got a hole punch this year? I think I got mine last year. I didn't know they were doing hole punches this year. Did anybody else get a hole punch this year in the Bead-A-Lon mystery box? I'm just flipping that to the back. Actually, I think we're going to be okay. Okay, I'm sorry. Just stay with me. Let's just pretend that this guy was the other way. Look at this earring. What? We could have been making all the earrings. I'm just saying. I got one also. Oh, Donna got one. I thought you got 3, and that's why you sold me one. I'm loving it. I did get quite a few, Heather, but that was not this year that I got them. Usually the ones that I sell on my website are from Taylor's Falls Bead Store. These ones, I don't know if you do have one of these, or maybe if you noticed, the other ones that I had, the ones that I sell on the website have branding on them because they're from Bead. Oh my goodness, I can't think of the words right now. They're from... Anyways, they have a brand on them. These ones do not. These ones are brandless. They're just stainless steel. I got a hole punch, but I had just ordered one the month before. 2 is better. Yes. Well, I'll just let you know I have broken one of these, of course. I've broken this one, and I've broken the handheld one, multiple of the handheld one. Beadsmith, yes. Thank you, Anita. And Kim, yes. I have broken... Is this one broken? Let me just look at it. No, this is my non-broken one. Maybe I must have thrown my broken one away. But I broke the tip off of, you can see there's a tip in there. I broke the tip off of one of these, so it was only one side would work. And then with the pliers, I broke numerous pliers because I'm dangerous, as you guys know. So here we are. Okay, so I'm not mad at this. So far, I am liking it. Now, we haven't taken any color off. Originally, when we were doing all the painting, I was like, well, we're going to sand it and we're going to take some color off. And we might still do that. I would normally do that in the beginning, but I'm honestly going to save that decision for the end, just because I want to see how this part's going to work out. Because, like, you know, right here it doesn't look too bad, but if I start taking color off and there's more bronze, it might make it look a little dull. So I'm just going to wait. I'm going to hold off on that. So, okay, let's put these other pieces together so we'll have our first strand of said multi-strand necklace. Oh, woo, we don't need that many, Randy. Okay, am I going to do these in 8s or 6s? I think I should do them in 8s because we'll get more length out of them. Now, you could put beads in between if you want to, but we're going to be pretty bead heavy on top, so I just decided not to do that to save myself some time. That guy looks like a 10. Are you a 10? Nope, you're just fat. That's odd. Fat jump rings need love too, don't forget. Good morning. Hi, Cynthia. Let's get these back in here. Dun, 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 dun. In fact, I found out afterward that the Impress Art version sells for $64.99. Hello, Hannah. Impress Art. I've seen Impress Art at is it Hobby Lobby? They're with they're green and they got the hammers and the letters and everything. They're like a metal stamping situation. You guys, I've really been messing around with the idea. I do this every year, as you know. If you've been around here for any amount of time, I'm in the vintage thing where I'm like, maybe I need to get more into vintage. I go through this every year. I don't know if I do. What do you guys think about that? I mean, I like painting. These are double-sided. Did I paint double? Oh yeah, did I double-sided? Oh, look at me. I get into the painting and I get into the, well, I like the old vintage where they used to use the machine, you know, the not the Cricut, the whamajigger. You know, the press thing. And, well, Gloria, of course you love it. I found this out when we got into, when we did the Art Nouveau wedding, when you guys were helping with my wedding, and I chose Art Nouveau as part of the designing for all the jewelry, for those of you who are new. And it was quite the show, man. Let me tell you that much for free. Hello for a few. I'm just waiting for a chest x-ray. Oh no, Brandy, what? What are you doing over there now? I hope your chest x-ray goes away. There's a lot of people going in now. I got a bunch of messages yesterday saying that they were in the hospital. They were waiting at the ER. They got things and stuff waiting in the hospital. go for it. Yeah, I know. It's quite expensive, you know. But I'm like, I'm always like, maybe I'll like it and I'll order something. And I do a little project. What? Coughing up blood? Well, that's not good. Yeah, you better get in there. Good Lord. You guys, I actually really like it a lot. I didn't know if I was going to, but look at this. Would you look at that? Well, my goodness, lady, I hope it gets better. Look how cute it is. So let's just pretend, right? Yeah, it's good. Gravity? Gravity's looking pretty good. I'm happy with my choice to punch the hole instead of turning it sideways. Look at this. You see this? You see gravity being involved? Yeah. Okay. Oops. Push the right button, Randy. Oh no, I know. It's pretty. Paint changes everything. I know. Well, I didn't know how it was going to look once we got it all together. I thought maybe it might be a little bit much, but it's pretty good. Okay. All right. Scooch this over a little bit because we got to get into the next portion. So that, let's zoom out. There we go. So that's our pendant portion. I'm going to consult the bones over here. That's the pendant portion. So now, originally, we were going to create a base necklace, looks like, and connect this to this and this to said base necklace. Now, at this point, I'm thinking I might want to flip-flop it. I do know the reason that we had said that is because we were going to make these little guys here part front and center. Front and center. However, hi, Beth. Now I'm thinking, maybe we flip-flop it, meaning instead of creating a base necklace and then connecting to said base necklace, maybe we make this part the base necklace and then we add on the inside. If that doesn't make sense to you, let me just give you a little smidgy idea of what I'm talking about here. So these would be the base necklace, right? And I don't know, whatever, some of this stuff. Let's say we wire wrap it, right? We wire wrap it and we connect it and we add some of these. I gotta cut this. This just bothers me, this kinky business. I cannot. Do you ever have kinky business that bothers you? Because, you know, it happens. Oh, I dropped one. Here we go. Alright, so changing horses in the middle of the stream here, but it's okay. It'll be just fine. So I got all these red. I'm not going to use all these red, but so don't forget, we're going to cap these big old cannonball guys with these guys. So now those are going to be red. So I'm in debate. Do I add plain or do I add some red or both? I think I'm going to add some of the red because we're not going to need that much since we're wire wrapping it. We'll probably only need like maybe that many, probably not even that many. And then we can put these other red into the strand, the next strand. So what that would look like, so basically we have a strand, la-di-da, up here. I don't want, you don't want to know about kinky business going on? Well, you know. Okay, so just for the sake of this video, I'm going to use this little tiny guy to show you. So now this guy will be the second strand. And instead of them connecting into each other, it's just going to go all the way to the top. I will mix it with this one. This will be strung. But the one on the outside is going to be the base strand. You know what I'm saying? We could actually even do 3 if we wanted. I think that's a little bit much. So I'm going to go with just the second one. We'll add in some of these just for funsies. I think that'll be good. We're not going to have to use all of those. We can stick some of these in our bracelet because that's going to be similar to this. So, yeah. All right. I'm in. I said no red, but then I might get them in October. FOC. Yeah, you better look out, Heather. You might get a little challenge. Yeah. All right. Now, do we want to color block this, or do we want to mix it in? Honestly, I wasn't going to do this, but I'm not mad at it. I think we should go with that. We got red on the bottom, red on the top. These are going to have red throughout. I think it's actually kind of good that way. I'm going to color block it. Get some wire. That's still that dang Boondock song. Rosanna loves red. She says, I will take the red. Okay, going with the 22 gauge, of course. I am going to complete all of these. Let's see, how many do I got? I got 12, right? So I should have 6 for each side. 2, 4, 6. 6 little cannonballs for each side. I am going to complete these and connect them with jump rings, since this part is also connected with jump rings, right? So I probably won't get so many up at the top because we'll run out of room by then, but it's fine. So going with my 22 gauge vintage bronze wire. Ask and you will receive, Rosanna. Let's just see how some of these look. Okay. We've only got about 10 minutes. So I'm going to complete them. Woo. Slippery. I did put lotion on this morning. Also, I didn't think I was going to be wire wrapping, but here we are. This little tail in. Hi, Leah. She loves it with the red. Okay, so I'm going bead cap, little cannonball. This is the bronzonite, in case you're wondering. Bead cap. Not mad at it. Let me do up a couple. We'll string them on, see how they look. Squish, squish. Tuck in the tail. Here's what it looks like with the top. Do another one. Oops. Screwing up the whole thing here. Okay, I got one concern. Hi. Rosanna's just kicking the ugly bronzonite out of her house, she said. She said, you can't stay here. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here, she said. Your bronzite looks better than mine. Did you do something to it? I painted my bead caps, which I believe brings out different colors in the stone. So I painted it red, so that could be part of it. But other than that, no, I did not do anything to them. I was going to tell you guys something, now I forgot what it was. Okay, let's connect these. Together. And see what we get. Sticking with the 8s because that's what I've used down here. I'm going to connect on. Oh yeah, my concern about this, that's what it was. I do have a concern about this, which we might have to fix. Uh-huh. Yeah, I like it. I like that. Here's my concern. Everything down here, these little guys are heavy. Everything down here is very light. I feel like we're going to have a floating pendant situation. I mean, maybe not, since these are going to be so heavy. Maybe not. There's an option. There's an option. What we could do, which I don't think I really want to do, but we could do it, is we could take one of these little guys and put it here or here. We're not, based on just putting these 2 on, we're not gonna need all of them. We could do one on the end here just to give it a little weight on the bottom of the pendant, because this is all filigree and it's very light. You don't want it bouncing around, but the top's really heavy. I'm kind of thinking the top might be heavy enough where with gravity it's going to hang right, but I just don't know how I feel about that. I do like how it looks, I'll tell you that much. You could go here or you could go in the middle. What do you guys think? You think that's something we need? Or should we just wait and see how the top turns out before we start messing around with that? Dorothy, are you going live? Your bronzite looks better than mine. Looks better than mine too. I think it is because of the red, to be honest with you. I think it's pulling colors out that wouldn't normally be there. Oh, okay. Heather's saying this is how hers looked after she put it in the tumbler for 7 days. So maybe there was some discrepancy. I don't know. I guess I haven't seen anybody else's. I guess I should say that. Wait and see. Yeah, okay. Well, maybe we'll wait and see. In which case we would have to save 2 from the top, which means we would only get 5, which is enough because just based on these 2, and we'll have these little red on the top. I like where we're going so far. Now, you very well could just do this and stop and be like, this is enough, you know, and have yourself a lovely time. But you know me, I'm like, but why? When you could do a multi-strand necklace. You could make 2 separate necklaces, basically, as well. Just like this one just being strung, just like with spacers and strung, and wear them together. That could be an option if you didn't want to actually put them all together. But thus far, I am pretty impressed with the fact that I was not real sure about these bronzonite to begin with. Everybody seemed very polarized by them. And I think that we did some justice here. I think the paint really helped everything. So I guess we'll see how it turns out. We'll be working on this again tomorrow. Obviously, it takes as long as it takes. I have seen how much I can do. Going to start working. Okay. Someday you won't want to wear bling. You want to wear industrial and take on the world. This is true. But we do only have 3 minutes left today, so I'm just going to stop there. But yeah, I do like where we're going with this. I'm quite impressed with it thus far. Bunsen, no, get your little paws out of here. Bunsen's touching me with his little paws. He's being problematic today. Why are you so problematic, sir? Huh? Anywho, that's all I really have to report today. Today I'll be working on shipping. Please remove your claws from my shoulder. Thank you, sir. Let's say hello to the people. Say hello, people. I'm going to show them your toe beans. Look at my toe beans. Bunsen says, I do not wish to show my toe beans on the internet. Just want to be in the co-host chair. Okay, well, you could have just got over there. Welcome to Thunderhorse Descendant, where bras are optional. Creativity is mandatory. Come as you are and bring coffee. Exactly. Yeah, so today I'll be working on shipping. We do have orders coming out. What size are your jump rings that I am ordering? These jump rings that I've used here are 8mm ovals in bronze. Mm-hmm. Bras are optional for work too, right? Right. I do have on my little pregnancy jumper. It's got these things on the side where you can like loosen it up and stuff. This is the one I was wearing when I just threw up and peed my pants. I was so upset because I had just gotten it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so I got my little jumper on, so that's good. I decided to get dressed for the day. I'm going to do shipping, and then I'm going to run to the post office. And then we have members only bingo at 3 o'clock. I got to get my prizes together. What else? I've posted some new jewelry. I've been trying to post, this is your reminder, to get your shops and websites ready for Christmas. I've been trying to post at least one item a day. At least one. You could post one. That's what I keep telling myself. So I'm going to post a new item today. I'm trying to get the shop ready for that. I'm also still working on the sales categories. So yeah, it'll be a busy day, but that's all I really got going on today. I hope you guys are enjoying your day. If you're feeling beady, head over to the Facebook group and let us know what you're working on. Let's see, I'll put the Facebook group here. Delete all these numbers. Facebook group. Whoops, went too many. Facebook group. There we go. You can swing over to the Facebook group. Let us know what you're working on if you feel the need. If not, you don't have to. And so some of you I will see today at 3 o'clock, and some of you I will see tomorrow, where we will continue to work on said necklace. And yeah. All right, guys. I hope you have a lovely, spectacular, amazing beading day. I'll see you later.